Hello and welcome to another lecture. So what I wanted to cover today is ArcGIS Online and how it relates to spatial analysis. So far in class, what we've been using is the desktop, which is ArcMap and ArcCatalog. Now, GIS has evolved over the years that now most of the things that we're able to do in the traditional desktop application, we can now also do that on the cloud. So I'm going to walk you through today is what we call ArcGIS Online, which is the Esri architecture, which allows you to deploy GIS solutions in the cloud. So that is what we are going to go through, and then we will see how it supports spatial analysis as well. So so ArcGIS Online is pretty much it's a complete architecture. So what it allows you to do, your ArcGIS platform itself is a complete architecture. It allows you with the desktop. It allows you with mobile support. We have the server, and then we also now have the cloud, which is what we are covering today. So in the cloud, you can do it in both. You can do it in-house, or you can do it on. We can do the cloud on-prem, which is pretty much your organization builds the whole infrastructure and they host what they need, or you can also just give it to Esri for them to host it for you. So that is how so what ArcGIS Online allows you to do is it allows you to create interactive applications or maps, and you can easily share those applications with people within your organization, or you can share it with anybody that you choose to share, or you can share with the broader GIS community. So it gives you an easy way and a quick way to be able to perform and share GIS or tell the story of the power of GIS to those who are trying to get to understand what GIS can actually do. Unlike ArcMap that you have to install the software, have to send you the data, and before you can see all the magic, with ArcGIS Online, it's just a URL and the person is able to interact with GIS, and GIS now becomes a sensible and a easily relatable technology. And that is what um, the online GIS actually brings to your plate. Now, with your online GIS, these are the various components that it can actually support. So on the top over here, we can see we can support the browser, we can support tabular device, and we can also support phones. The applications that you are going to create over here, this is pretty much your ArcGIS Online. You have your users, you can have groups, you can have maps, and you can also bring in your spreadsheet. Now here it allows you to build a map and then embed those maps in other web applications that you have. We have the what we call the ArcGIS server, which is you know the next level from the desktop, and then we also have the desktop component. But we also do have the what we call the web services, and we'll talk about web services when we get into the actual hands-on component. All right. Now, here, these are all that you can do with web maps. So web maps, once you create, now think of web maps as your MXD, which is residing in the cloud. So traditionally, when we create a map in ArcMap, we pretty much save the MSD, and the MSD is what we transport between um, computers that people can open that MSD and they'll be able to see it and do all the stuff. But now with the cloud, we can actually just create those web maps, and those web maps we can share those web maps just as a URL link that people can access and see, and we can lock it down as well. We can provide some security to it so people who don't have the right to see it can see it, and obviously those who have the power to see it can see it. So that is also doable. All right. So these are all the various means that we can, from the desktop, we can push the data to the cloud, and all our other components can now benefit from the data that has been migrated into the cloud over here. But everything is going to start, or not everything, most of the things are going to start from your desktop. And then eventually you can see that within the cloud, you can just add things directly in the cloud and build your own maps without even coming to the desktop. So what is the value of online? So online pretty much and helps you unlock your spatial geospatial asset, you know. And it's the key here is it's still through a secured sharing and collaboration. So meaning that the data which is put on ArcGIS online doesn't mean that because it's online means that anybody can see it. We can log the data down so that those who have permission to see the data can be the ones that will see the data. All right. We can really work with your existing investment. So if you're an organization that you've already spent money on your GIS, it's just an expansion of that. You know, it helps with organizing and managing your data. And most of the times, those guys in the field can now work in a much more smarter way. You can do data collection in the field, and that's a whole lot ArcGIS Online brings to the table that your traditional GIS deployment does not. All right. So it allows for cross platform and multiple device support. So it doesn't care whether you are on an Android, iOS, you are on a tablet device, or you're on a phone. You can still see that device. You can see those maps that are shared for you. Um, you have ready to use components, and then we have apps. APIs are application programming interface, meaning that if you are programmers, they can actually write script to be able to tap the power of what you have over here. And within your organization, so here, if you have an organization, data can easily be shared between all the key components, from people in the field to the knowledge expert and then to your executive team. So everybody can actually relate to GIS in a much more useful manner. So ArcGIS implementation is straightforward. I'm not going to go through much into how you set it up, but it's a straightforward system that once you buy the subscription from Esri, they will easily send you links and stuff, and they will walk you through to set it up for your organization. And once you set it up, you have the ability of bringing all these people within your organization into an easy platform that data can easily be shared between the knowledge people, staff in the field, and also the decision makers as well. So here we can create different maps, and we can share those maps across those different departments. If we have programmers, as I said, those programmers can also take advantage of the power and be able to share the data. All right. So if you take a look at this implementation pattern, so you have the users, which is us, and then you have the content, which is all the things that you are bringing. You have your IT group. ArcGIS Online just comes in and plug in. It does not replace your IT group, nor does it replace your content or your users. It is just a plug-in to your existing organization workflow. All right. So here I've talked about the different platforms that they support, so I won't spend much more time, and some of the solutions or product or services that we can provide with ArcGIS Online is just an amazing piece of device or system that was set up. So here you have easily to be able to publish your data. So here, if you have your data in your desktop, which we will see in the tutorial, you can push the data into the cloud and then go into the cloud, build an application, and be able to take a look at the data. It's just that easy and straightforward to do. We talked about being able to support tables. So if you have tables, you can do that with data that you bring online. You can do queries, you can do charts, you can do presentation, you can edit the data through the browser. You can see your data in a mobile environment. You have imagery, and then this is what we are interested in, spatial analysis UI, which is what we are going to do. So when we push data into the cloud, the data can come into what we call a tile, or we can call it a feature. A tile is anything that is an image. So nothing that we can manipulate and change becomes a tile, which is like the imagery you see on your base maps. And then the features are anything that we can actually interact, change the attributes while they are still in the cloud. And both are supported by the online system. Okay. Now, spatial analysis, where we are interested in, also allows us, the online system allows us to do some of those spatial analysis. And that is what we are going to cover today and see, walk through the process of moving data from our desktop into the cloud and being able to um, being able to access it. So, so pretty much um, that is a little heads up about that. Everybody should have an ArcGIS online account. And those who don't have it, I'm going to create it for you. And then during the tutorial, you can make sure you sign into the account and be able to perform exactly what I'm going to do. So I'll put the other video together. Thank you.